Morning, everybody. Today is April the 12th, and this is the proverbial calm before the storm. So we are under I don't know if it said winter, but it definitely said blizzard warning. Usually they say like winter storm warning, but technically I don't think maybe we still are in winter until the 21st. I forget when it changes over. Anyhow, Weather Network, I've seen a few different models. They're calling for us to get anywhere from about 20 to 40 centimeters of snow. Ooh, that was a bang. The worst of it looks like it's kind of going to go through Minot, North Dakota, Melita, Manitoba, trending on towards like Brandon, and then peeling off towards Winnipeg. That's going to be a brutal one. That'll lock down the Trans-Canada again. But the Weather Network has been using a lot of superlatives as of late to describe this. And this is interesting because a week ago today, there was a real nasty storm that went through southwest Manitoba, and it took them 5 days to get power back on. So a lot of stuff that we're hearing is worst spring storm in decades, worst blizzard in ages, potentially historic blizzard, potentially historic April snowfall, dangerous, like a lot of that stuff. And I do believe them. Like, it could be that this snow is really wet, really heavy, clings to the trees, it breaks branches, they fall on power lines, all that fun jazz. So we're not supposed to start getting any snow until probably, from what I gather, anywhere from 8 p.m. till midnight. But during the day, it's supposed to just get windier and windier and windier. So, I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted. But for now, quick reminder to like and subscribe. And again, questions, comments, concerns, I'll get back to them all if I can. And I will keep you guys posted as far as what happens with the storm. You know, they're threatening potential power outages. So that's not a good thing. If we have to hunker down somewhere, who knows? We'll figure something out. And this coming weekend is Easter weekend, so we had plans, but I don't know if there's not going to be any power. We sure ain't going to be having any big get-togethers. So, in the meantime, we're going to tinker away on the cedar cart. Hopefully get that done today, and then we're going to get things prepared for the storm. So here's a look at my backyard. It is just before 4 o'clock on, I guess today is Tuesday. So the forecast hasn't gotten any better. In fact, it's got a little bit worse. So the forecast now is for up to a foot of snow for us. Still not as bad as most of Manitoba is expected to get. But there's been, the Weather Network's not using as many superlatives, and I don't know if that is they're trying not to scare people or they're trying to just be clear. For example, I just checked the forecast about 10 minutes ago, and instead of saying dangerous or historical or what was the other one, severe, and there was one more they used, can't remember, but they just said potent spring snowstorm imminent. We're not supposed to get snow until about 9 o'clock at night. So until then, I'll keep you guys up to date. As you can see, my backyard is bare except for that spot where I shoveled all of the snow off my deck. The yard at the farm was pretty much clear. So we're gonna see what happens. Any power outages or any outages, I'll document it. I'm not one to do live. Mainly, not that I wouldn't. It's just if the power is out, the internet will be out. Likely cell service will be down in places too. Who knows? And I don't have enough followers yet to reach. I think I need 1,000 before I can live stream. So, them's are the breaks. Stay tuned. All right, so quick little update. In the last about 45 minutes, I've learned that school is already canceled for tomorrow and possibly Thursday. And that the fire chief has been alerted by, I don't know if it's the Saskatchewan Weather Department or highways or whatever, but he was called and warned to be ready for this one. And he said in all of his years of being chief, this is a volunteer fire department, but in all of his years of being chief, that's never happened. So things might get interesting. So it is, where's my clock? 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning, just actually a couple minutes before. Thought I would give you a little bit of a storm tracker update, we'll call it. So all day yesterday, so my last blurb there would have been about 4 o'clock. The wind started picking up a little more between 6 and 7, and it's been steadily going up. I went to bed at 11 o'clock last night. There wasn't a flake of snow yet. I woke up this morning. We've had probably an inch or a little bit better, but it is howling, and like they're saying 70, 80 gusts consistently. I have a wind thing on my little weather station, but it doesn't work that great because it gets a lot of interference off the houses and blockage of trees from the west and that kind of stuff. So I don't really give a lot of thought into that. But my forecast on windy, the app says it's going to be like this for the next 48 hours, just wind and probably snow. So we'll take a look outside. As it stands right now, we still have power and we still have internet. Life's good. It is -6 outside, but I would guess it probably feels closer to -15 to 20 with that wind chill. Just checked it. It did a last update 7 minutes ago. I was right there. So my station says it's -6. This one says -7. Feels like -17. I said 15 to 20. We're all in the same ballpark. So let's take a look outside. Not sure how well it's going to focus on that should help, that blowing snow. That's pretty much consistently been what it's been all morning. I've been up for a couple hours. As you can see, there's about an inch in the front yard. Over there you can still see some grass poking out, but then probably over in my driveway, oddly enough, there's probably 2 inches. So I'm calling it an inch. Other than that, everything's good. So it is now 6:30. I have not stepped foot outside today, but I did get a lot done on the computer. Luckily, we've had power and internet all day, so that's been good. It's been absolutely ferocious looking outside. I would say, temperature hasn't changed much, to be honest. It's now -5 according to my outdoor thermometer. Again, I don't really trust that thing for wind. I just know the trend of the wind on it. But let's take a quick boo outside. My yard is now full of snow, except the little dribble that comes off of Doreen's driveway. The walkway has a probably 18 to 20 inch drift that goes out that way and mostly across my driveway. I am likely one of the worst directions to be filming this because that way is dead south. The wind's coming from dead north. So it's not actually collecting anywhere here. It's just going. So like you see in the middle of the street there, it's pretty nothing. But if you look over there, I don't know if I'll be able to zoom that much because I'm on the super steady mode. But there's a 2-foot drift over between the speed limit sign and the stop sign. Like it's a beast of a drift. And my backyard is pretty full, but you can see it's not really piling up against the house. But over there, it's probably 2 feet. So, quick little update is that drift is now up to the 3rd step of my, it's 8 o'clock on Wednesday. That drift is up to the 3rd step of my front deck, which is probably 20 inches, if not a hair more. I will have to measure that to confirm. And it cuts straight across my front yard and entirely across my driveway. As you can see, I haven't left town. I haven't left the house. Went out to the garage for a little bit before I realized I left my ladder at the tender trailer. So, yeah, I'm just documenting this because. Yeah, she has turned into a big drift there. That's going to require some shoveling. So it's now Thursday morning. Not really sure what time it is. I've been up for a while. Haven't decided to venture outside, but I saw on Twitter that Dad did. He posted a picture of a big snowbank beside the tractor, beside the Delta track. So that's that sucks. It's great to have the moisture, but it sucks because we don't have a shop and we can't work on it for a couple days yet. And it appears as though we are pretty much done with the snow. Still going to be windy, but there's a bunch of robins out in that tree. Hopefully, that's maybe a good sign. I don't know. So here's the shitty thing in the whole equation. Among the big honking drifts, but it's not really supposed to start melting until like Tuesday or Wednesday again. So that could be really, really interesting. And we might get another inch or two of snow on Sunday. So we will see. But for now, let's go get ourselves dug out and maybe we'll go for a wander around and we'll see what kind of carnage happened. You probably can't see, but in the hedges, there's got to be 20 big fat robins, and then up in that tree, there's a bunch as well. So I'm going to pop the door open. Hopefully you see them. All right, let's do a survey of the damage. There's a bunch of them. Maybe that must be a good sign. I know we've always been told, I think it was my grandpa that always used to say it. Now I've heard my mom say it time and time again too. But it's three snows after the crows. So once the crows get home, we'll get 3 snows. This is the 3rd. So yeah, on my deck there's 5 to 6 inches of snow most places. Half of that was already there. On top of my truck, there's a lot. Let's go trudging out here, see how bad it is. So this guy, oh, that's pretty firm. I don't know. Don't know if I'll quite get the truck out, but I'm gonna try. All right, we're at the farm. Dad's been out with the blower a little bit. And if I'm honest, we maybe got 2 inches total snow. It blew around really bad. It hardly stuck in the stubble. Like across the road, you can still see stubble and bare spots. But yeah, let's go take a look at this. That drift, the top of that, ooh, that's at least 6 feet. This one's at least 5 if I go stand closer to it, going a little bit downhill. Yeah, this one's probably flirting with 6, and that one's probably flirting with 7. Now, it's a good thing that we parked this out here. I'm guessing there's going to be a bit of a drift out there too. But really, we got this big snow drift out of the way. We don't really have to move it. We'll probably just end up moving the drill over here to work on until everything firms up and dries out in the yard. So it's not that bad. It's kind of going to suck. But we'll get some progress done. Don't worry about that. We can put all of these boots and, new points. And, here, let's get it. Ooh, it's hard too. Ooh, this is asking for trouble. I'm up on, it's a hard drift. Yeah, I don't dare go any further. Ooh. Because if I bust through, I'm going way down. So we can do most of these points. I always call them points. The knives. As long as we got a nice, flat, clear spot. All we need is a chunk of plywood to scoot around on. The hardest part will be getting these guys in. Because they're tough on the best of days. I guess it's only on the fertilizers this year. But what we can do is heat them up with a torch, and then you spray canola oil like Pam or whatever you can find in them, and then you just smash them down in there. So the final verdict on the storm, even though it's not totally done, but we're not expecting to get much more. You can see it's still drifting pretty good. Real good. But overall quite disappointing. They called for 8 to 10 inches. We maybe got 2. Even the stubble's not full, so I'm not upset either way. It would have been nice to have that little bit more moisture, but we're going to be able to get going sooner because of that. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. And yeah, so until next time, I'll keep you posted. It's Easter weekend. I won't be doing a ton of work around here, but probably do some once the wind buggers off. It's supposed to get real cold though.